Hello students, I hope all of you are doing good, right? Welcome back to your own channel, Vedantu Science Olympiad. This is Baswaraj sir, your biology master student, master teacher. Now, I hope all of you are doing good, students. Now, this chapter, right? ये biomolecules chapter बहुत ही बच्चों के लिए एक बड़ा सा backlog है. So what we'll be doing it today is hopefully one shot entire chapter revision on point. So after today's class, whatever doubts you have, whatever tiny doubts you have regarding any topic, it could be proteins, carbohydrates, lipids, what is enzyme, what is catalyst, the working of a catalyst, what is km value, what is for Vmax. हर एक topic will become very easy after today's class, students. So quickly let me know the chat right now if I'm perfectly audible and visible to all of you. All of you students. Hello, 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 hello. Students, quickly let me know, students, in the chat if I'm perfectly audible and visible to all of you students. If I'm perfectly audible, quickly all of you smash that like button right now, students. All of you. Quickly smash the like button right now. Quickly mark your attendance, all of you. Now I need a volunteer. Students, I need a volunteer right now. Students, quickly in the chat. I need one volunteer. Yes? Okay, let's say we will take, I need your real name. Students, I need your real names. Okay, let's take Riju. Let's take Riju first and myself. Now what I'm doing is I am trying to take my body's sample. I take a sample from my body and I realize that inside my body, right? Inside my body, I have something called as hydrogen, oxygen, carbon. So inside my body, I have hydrogen, oxygen, carbon. These elements are found inside my body. With the help of some analysis, I understood that मेरे body के अंदर I have hydrogen, oxygen and carbon is there. Now let's say I take Riju. I call Riju, bro, I need your grandfather का एक छोटा सा land चाहिए मेरे को. So I go to their village. I go to their village now. उनके village जाने के बाद from his grandfather's property, okay, one small piece of land I take. Now I will do analysis on the piece of land also. When I do the analysis of the piece of land, there also what do I, students, what do I find there? In that piece of land also, on the earth's crust, on that body also, I find hydrogen, oxygen and carbon. Then I'm like, what? I have hydrogen, oxygen, carbon on earth also. I have hydrogen, oxygen, carbon in myself also. Then what is the difference? Are we and the earth same to same, students? Are we and the earth same to same? See, the elements may be same. The elements जो है ना, जो carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, the elements may be same, but the amount of elements, the quantity of elements will change. For example, हमारे body के अंदर the hydrogen, oxygen, carbon is a lot. हमारे body के अंदर it is a lot. So this amount of hydrogen, oxygen or carbon is high. That is in every living organism. हर एक living organism के अंदर these elements are high in number. Then what are these elements and what do they make up? These elements are very important because they make up something called as biomolecules. Now students, if you know any examples, quickly let me know in the chat right now what are the examples of biomolecules. So while you tell the examples, let me tell you what is biomolecules. Students, the meaning of bio is biological or biology. Molecule is molecule. These are the molecules or the carbon containing molecules involved in metabolic pathway. हमारे body के अंदर there are multiple metabolic pathways where these molecules are involved, and these molecules are very important for our survival. Yes, protein is a biomolecule, lipid is a biomolecule, carbohydrate is a biomolecule, nucleic acid is a biomolecule. Okay, so all of these are biomolecules, students. All of these are biomolecules and they are found inside our body. Any doubt till now, students? Any doubt till now? आपको what is biomolecule समझ आ गया? They are carbon containing molecules. उनके examples students समझ आ गए? उनके examples आ गए? We have carbohydrates, lipids, proteins and nucleic acids. All of these are different types of biomolecules present in our body. Yes, and these elements, can you see, students? The same oxygen is present, the same carbon is present, the same hydrogen is present, the same nitrogen is present, and other molecules. The only difference is that no, not hormones. Okay, so only difference is that they are present. See, students, I'll tell you one thing. Can I tell enzyme is a biomolecule? See, a hormone also. These enzymes, hormones, what are they made up of? Students, what are they made up of actually? What are they made up of? Protein. If they are made up of protein, is protein a biomolecule? All of you tell me in the chat. Is protein a biomolecule then? Enzymes are made up of protein. I'll teach you later on what is an enzyme also. But most of the enzymes are proteins. Now, is protein a biomolecule? So, is that a biomolecule? Yes, simple as that, right? Simple as that. Now, students, now, let's go to the next concept on our hand. I want all of you to look at this diagram here. This is a burger. This is the burger here. In this burger, you can notice here, it has the carbohydrates on top. It has lipids, that is the cheese is a lipid, right? Then there is something called as the, let's say it is a non-veg burger, okay? It has proteins here, it has proteins here, and then we can see the nucleic acids present in the, obviously genetic material present in the lettuce also, right? So there are so many things. In from one burger, we can find so many things, right? And all of you seen that meme, right? Students, have you not seen that meme? That kid says burger, right? That meme is stuck in my head, so it randomly popped up, right? So यहाँ पर देख सकते हो, यहाँ पर it has every single biomolecule present here. Okay, it is junk food because students, the cheese, and because it is mostly processed food. So if you eat all of this as such, it is very good. But the reason it is bad is because it is processed, hyper processed. The meat patty, do you see here, right? It is preserved so much that it has become unhealthy for your body, because it is very difficult for us to digest, है ना? Difficult होता है digestion के लिए, right? The same goes for cheese, ultra processed. The same goes for the bun here, ultra processed, bad. Okay, now students, now students, here are the examples. Again, we can notice proteins, lipids, carbohydrates, nucleic acids. Okay, now students, all of you ready to, right? All of you ready? Students, I eat very healthy food, right? Right, now students, now all of you ready to become scientists? Ready, students, all of you to become scientists? Yes, ready, because I want all of you to do one small experiment right now. Yes, shall we? Students, burger ke andar agar if there is meat, students, is the voice breaking? Students, sound check. Ready, all of you? Okay. Now I want all of you to wear some lab coat and ready, students. Now experiment is बहुत ही simple experiment है, बहुत ही मजा आएगा. Okay. Now here is the experiment on the board. I have written for you, right? Now what do you do right now? First, you take liver or you take a leaf piece. Now all of you decide now. First of all, before we go further, you decide. अभी decide करो. अगर आपको liver piece लेना है, एक चूहे का, right? We have to sacrifice the rat right now, or leaf. Tell me, students, what do you want to take? All of you in the chat, tell me. Liver piece लेना है या we take a leaf? All of you. What do you want to take? Okay, let's take one leaf only. Why to kill one rat, students? Papa, why to kill one rat or someone, right? We will take one leaf right now. Students को खाना नहीं है. Don't be like vegetarian, huh? Okay, खाने की चीज नहीं है अभी यहाँ पर. So we take a leaf, we put into a mortar and pestle. We put into a mortar. इसको हम कहते हैं mortar. और इसके ऊपर this is a pestle. Now in this particular leaf, along with this leaf, इसमें हम एक chemical add करेंगे. Okay, it is called as trichloroacetic acid. We add something called as trichloroacetic acid. We add here. Okay, so we are adding trichloroacetic acid into this Cl3COOH. Okay, इसके बाद इसका हम क्या बनाएंगे? चटनी बनाएंगे हम, पूरे का पूरा चटनी बनाएंगे इसका, है ना? इस तरह से स्टूडेंट्स, इस तरह से एक चटनी बना देंगे इसका. दिस इज कॉल्ड एज मोटर, पेस्टल, ट्राइक्लोरोएसेटिक एसिड, लीफ डाल दिया और नाइस स्टूडेंट्स, नाइस चटनी बना दिया. ओके ओके, मोटर स्टूडेंट्स, मोटर ओनली. ओके, नॉट मोटर. ओके, चटनी बनाया इसका, पूरा चटनी बना दिया हमने. नाउ स्टूडेंट्स, चटनी बनाने के बाद अभी क्या करेंगे हम? इसको, इस चटनी को हम लेंगे स्टूडेंट्स, हम इस चटनी को भी लेंगे हम. ओके, डोंट बेचारा लीव. ओके, इस चटनी को हम इस तरह से एक मसलिन क्लॉथ, इट इज कॉल्ड मसलिन क्लॉथ और चीज क्लॉथ कहते हैं, इट्स अ मेश, इसके ऊपर चटनी को डाल देंगे. और थोड़ी देर के बाद ये चटनी से जितना भी सब पानी है ना, सब कुछ नीचे निकल के आ जाएगा. और कुछ थोड़ा थोड़ा जो सॉलिड पार्टिकल्स है वो थोड़ा ऊपर रहेगा. ओके, सो व्हेन यू टेक दिस स्लरी, when you take the slurry and add it onto a filter paper, you will notice that कुछ नीचे आ रहा है और कुछ ऊपर की तरफ है. Now whatever is present on the bottom is called as filtrate. All of you, yes, okay. स्टूडेंट चटनी मत खाओ स्टूडेंट्स, एक्सपेरिमेंट चाहिए हमको. क्यों खा रहे हो चटनी को? हाँ, सो फिल्ट्रेट जो नीचे आ गया वो फिल्ट्रेट बन गया यहां पर. ओके, जो ऊपर की तरफ है उसको हम कहते हैं रिटेंटेट. सो फिल्ट्रेट और रिटेंटेट, फिल्ट्रेट माने नीचे वाला, रिटेंटेट ऊपर के वाला और वाला स्टूडेंट्स. ठीक है. नाउ व्हाटएवर इज प्रेजेंट ऑन द बॉटम, दैट इज आल्सो कॉल्ड एज एसिड soluble fraction. Why? It is called as acid soluble fraction because whatever we find here, it is technically soluble in this particular acid. उसमें mix हो गया वो, it got mixed in it, it got soluble in it and it is present in the filtrate. और जो भी ऊपर की तरफ है ना उसको हम कहते हैं acid insoluble fraction. इसका मतलब क्या है? This is insoluble in the acid trichloroacetic acid. So जो नीचे की तरफ है that is called as acid soluble fraction, जो ऊपर की तरफ है that is called as acid insoluble fraction. So अभी दो भागों में बढ़ गया है हमारा filtrate retentate. Now students, जो भी जो नीचे की तरफ है ना जो filtrate में मिलता है उसका molecular weight is generally less than 1000 daltons. Daltons is a type of your measurement. Okay, so less than 1000 daltons. और जो ऊपर की तरफ है स्टूडेंट्स, no student, this is a mesh. Now here it is called retentate. इसका नाम retentate है, retentate है, residue नहीं retentate. Okay, और इसका जो molecular weight जो ऊपर की तरफ है ना जो एसिड में soluble नहीं था, जो ऊपर का है ना, we call that whose molecular weight is more than 1000 daltons. Now let's say you have a molecule right now. Let's say you have a molecule. उस molecule का size बहुत छोटा है, right? इस molecule का size है less than 1000 daltons. Do I call it as macromolecule or micromolecule, students? Yes? All of you students, quickly students. All of you. All of you. और एक छोटा सा molecule that becomes micromolecules नीचे की तरफ. और जो भी स्टूडेंट्स जो है molecules उसका साइज 1000 डालर से ऊपर था ना, those are called as macromolecules. So macromolecules बन गए. And these macromolecules obviously are made up of monomers. These macromolecules are polymers. So what is a monomer? What is a polymer? I will tell you in the next coming time. So now students, I will give you exactly 10 to 20 seconds to look at this part and remember it. क्योंकि अभी आगे जाके ना when we talk about any type of biomolecule, इसका जिक्र होता रहेगा. We will keep remembering this. So please know what is filtrate, what is retentate. Your time starts now. All of you. Once you are done, you can put thumbs up in the chat or any emoji, students, any emoji in the chat. Yes. This is not रट्टा students. Students समझो, obviously बहुत simple है ना. जो नीचे की तरफ है that is called filtrate. filter होके नीचे आ गया है. और ये नीचे क्यों आया? क्योंकि एसिड में soluble था. तो नीचे आया, इसका मतलब इसका साइज छोटा होगा, less than 1000 daltons. इसका मतलब क्या है? It is a micromolecule. जो ऊपर की तरफ था it is called retentate. इसका मतलब वो एसिड में soluble नहीं था और इसका molecular weight ज्यादा होगा क्योंकि ऊपर की तरफ है. और जो ऊपर की तरफ है we call it macromolecule. उतना ही, इसमें रट्टे की जरूरत नहीं है, आराम समझो इसके बारे में. ठीक है? डन स्टूडेंट्स, डन. ओके, डन डन स्टूडेंट्स, डन. बहुत इजी है, आराम समझो इसको. नाउ स्टूडेंट्स, नाउ what do we understand from this micromolecules and macromolecules in terms of examples? अगर हम जब examples देखेंगे ना, the examples of micromolecules can be your simple sugars. इसका मतलब क्या है स्टूडेंट्स? सिंपल शुगर माने मोनोसैकेराइड्स, डाइसैकेराइड्स, है ना, जो छोटे छोटे शुगर्स होते हैं जिसके अंदर बहुत लंबा चेन नहीं होता, मोनोसैकेराइड्स. लेटर आई विल शो यू द एग्जांपल्स आल्सो. ओके, तो सिंपल शुगर्स होंगे यहां पर, और अमाइनो एसिड्स और न्यूक्लियोटाइड्स, ये सारे के सारे एग्जांपल्स ऑफ Micromolecules, छोटे छोटे molecules है सारे. Then what are macromolecules? Yes, some of the disaccharides also, simple sugars. Okay, because a disaccharide is made up of only 2 units. No, only 2 units, right? Now, then what is macromolecule? Macromolecules are your complex carbohydrates. इसका मतलब oligosaccharides, right? Oligosaccharides will come here. Your polysaccharides will come here. Then we have proteins. Obviously, proteins are made up of long chain of amino acids. है ना, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 बहुत सारे अमाइनो एसिड्स है वहां पर, प्रोटीन्स हो गए यहां पर. और उसके बाद यहां पर है न्यूक्लिक एसिड. कैन एनीवन गिव मी द एग्जांपल ऑफ न्यूक्लिक एसिड? व्हाट इज द न्यूक्लिक एसिड? एनीवन? एग्जांपल ऑफ न्यूक्लिक एसिड इज DNA and RNA. DNA and RNA are the examples of nucleic acids. I'll tell you what is the nucleotide, don't worry, आगे आएगा. What is the nucleotide, what is the nucleoside, आगे आएगा, don't worry. Okay, it'll come. Okay, now students, now यहां पर एक imposter है. All of you know what is the imposter? Imposter को students आप बताते हो ना, दाल में कुछ काला है. यहां पर इस दाल के अंदर कुछ तो काला है अभी. Anyone? Who is the imposter here? Students, imposter here, the दाल में कुछ काला है ना यहां पर, that is nothing but lipids. Lipids is the black sheep here. Now what do I mean by black sheep here? Because students, right, lipid is nothing but इसका देखो स्टूडेंट्स, इसका देखो अभी लिपिड का मॉलिक्यूलर वेट जो है ना, मॉलिक्यूलर वेट इट इज अराउंड 800 डाल्टन्स. तो इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? इसका मतलब हुआ इसका साइज है लेस देन 1000 डाल्टन्स. सो हियर वी स्पोक अबाउट micromolecules is less than 1000 daltons. So technically speaking, लिपिड यहां पर आना चाहिए ना, क्योंकि उसका मॉलिक्यूलर वेट है 800. तो लिपिड यहां पर आना चाहिए, पर लिपिड इज लाइक नहीं, मैं नहीं आऊंगा. व्हाई? बिकॉज लिपिड इज प्लेइंग अ गेम. स्टूडेंट्स, हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू नो द गेम कॉल्ड एज चेन? कभी खेला है स्टूडेंट्स? यस, कभी खेला है चेन गेम? लाइक आप एक लंबा सा चेन बनाते हो, एक सर्कल में बनाते हो स्टूडेंट्स, लंबा सा चेन बनाते हो, सब लोग हाथ पकड़ के. खेला है कभी गेम चेन गेम? नहीं खेला स्टूडेंट्स, अपने नहीं खेला स्टूडेंट चेन गेम. सो what is happening here is, students, what is happening here is your lipid is playing the game here. All of these lipid molecules, they will form something called as vesicles. Students, see this, all of these lipids will form something called as vesicles. These are called as vesicles. जब ये lipids है ना, when they form these vesicles, right, they will never come down. All of these lipids will stay on the top. सारे के सारे lipids be present in the retentate. Lipids will be present where, students? Lipids will be present in the retentate, and that's why biomacromolecule. They may be size is less than 1000 daltons, but they are present where? They are present on the top. They are present on the retentate. That is the lipids here, students. Done? All of you done? Okay. Now students, अभी यहां पर एक one more experiment. Shall we start? Students, shall we start one more experiment? Yes, ready all of you? Ready for one more experiment? Yes. The second experiment is called as your ash test. इसमें हम थोड़े आग डालेंगे इसके अंदर अभी हम. Okay, we will put a lot of fire here. Okay. Now what exactly is ash test? हम क्यों कर रहे हैं? We are doing ash test to identify the inorganic molecules or in the different type of elements present here. For example, here we take a fresh leaf. इसमें सारा का सारा पानी उठा दो, evaporation कर दो पूरा. We have a dry leaf. उसको ग्राइंड करो मॉडर्न पेस्टल के अंदर, पाउडर बनाओ और मिक्सी में डालो, पाउडर बनाओ और उसको पूरा का पूरा बर्न कर दो, पूरा का पूरा फायर. उसके बाद आपको क्या मिलेगा? वी गेट समथिंग कॉल्ड एज एश. एश माने क्या स्टूडेंट्स? राख, राइट? हिंदी वर्ड इज राख. I think some of you told me, right? The Hindi word for ash is rock. I never knew it before, right? Right? मेरे को नहीं पता था, आपने बताया मेरे को कभी. Because my Hindi is very weak. All of you know that, right? Rock. Yeah. See, such a nice word, rock. Right? So what do we get? We end up getting the rock here. And when you take this rock and you do a analysis of it, multiple different types of experiments on it, right? We identify that we get a lot of different types of inorganic components of life are present in the leaf. So, right, rock means ash. Rock means ash. Ash. This is called as ash, not the Pokemon Ash Ketchup. This is different ash, right? So when you do this ash test, you end up getting all different types of inorganic elements present here. So both the first experiment and the second experiment is telling you that, both the experiment is telling you that हमारे body के अंदर students, हमारे body के अंदर we have both organic as well as inorganic substance in our body. Okay, so is that clear to all of you? So both of these tests are providing you information regarding what is present in our body. हमारे body के अंदर क्या है, एक living organism के अंदर क्या है. Okay, so we have inorganic molecules and organic molecules. We have biomolecules in our body like lipids, proteins, carbohydrates, and we also have elements in our body. Tell me students, how easy it is to understand. हाँ students, कितना easy है समझने में. The whole chapter I will make it so easy for you. आप हर एक question बना पाओगे इस यहाँ से. Okay, now students, let's go next. Here we can see a table here, different elements present in our body. Now students, now we come to something called a summary of what we learned right now. If you talk about components of life, component of life के अंदर we have organic compounds, we have inorganic compounds. Organic has micromolecules, macromolecules. Inorganic has elements. यहां तक किसी को भी किसी भी प्रकार का डाउट है स्टूडेंट्स? Any doubt till now? Any doubt till now, students? Any doubt till now? Anyone? Any doubt till now? If there is no doubt, we go to the next concept called as your amino acids and proteins. Okay, we go to the next concept, students, called as your amino acids and proteins right now. Now, students, do you remember amino acids sizes? Students, don't look at the board. Amino acids are micromolecule or macromolecule? Quick. Amino acids are micromolecule or macromolecule? Amino acids are very tiny. They're very small. They're monomers. So if they're very small, they are micromolecules. If they are micromolecules, अगर वो micromolecules हैं, they are what? Their size is less than 1000 Daltons. Yes, less than 1000 Daltons. If they are micromolecules, size is very less. Are they present in filtrate or retentate? All of you, try. Are they present in filtrate or retentate? So micromolecules are present in the filtrate. Okay. So all of these amino acids are filtrate. They are present in acid soluble fraction, micromolecules. Size is less than 1000 Daltons, and they are basically monomers. Done. Now students, please understand, when we take a lot of amino acids, when we join amino acids, when we take multiple amino acids and we join them, what do we get? We get protein. Now a question to all of you. Is protein a micromolecule or macromolecule? Protein is a macromolecule because protein is made up of multiple monomers joining together. Yes, यहां पर हमारे पास monomer plus monomer plus monomer plus monomer, we get a polymer. So protein is a polymer there. It's a macromolecule, retentate, higher size. Done. So, आराम समझो students, आराम समझो, बहुत easy है सब कुछ. Now students, you can notice here. See, chain of amino acids, we get proteins. We get proteins right now. Proteins. Now students, there are a lot of proteins now, right? हमारे इस जगत में we have a lot of proteins. हमारे body के अंदर also we have a lot of proteins. But if there are so many proteins, right? If there are so many proteins in our body also, इन प्रोटीन्स को बनाने के लिए कितने अमाइनो एसिड्स होंगे स्टूडेंट्स? यस, ऑल ऑफ यू स्टूडेंट, where did I write MER? Yeah, it's probably MIR, micro. Students, this one, this is monomer, students, monomer. Students, there are so many proteins, पर कितने अमाइनो स्टूडेंट्स, कितने अमाइनो एसिड्स होंगे? Okay, Let me change the question which will be easy for you to understand. Students, हमारे इस world में how many words are there, do you think? In English language, how many words are there, do you think? Words. अगर आप एक डिक्शनरी खोलोगे, पुराने जमाने की डिक्शनरी भी खोलोगे ना, there are so many words in dictionary. अब तो अभी हर एक हफ्ते ना एक और एक न्यू वर्ड्स आर एडिंग, एवरी वीक न्यू वर्ड्स आर एडिंग, है ना. हमारे जेंजी वर्ड्स आ गए बहुत सारे अभी, है ना. जेंजी वर्ड्स हैं, जैसे को ड्रिप, सिग्मा, कुछ है ना. हाँ, so we have a lot of Gen Z words also, Gen Alpha words. But students, when there are so many words, to make this so many words, how many alphabets do we have? Anyone who can tell me? When there are so many millions of words, to make up these millions of words, how many alphabets are there in English language? Anyone? How many alphabets are there, students? Hmm. Hmm. Students, obviously, because I'm Gen Z, right? I'm also Gen Z, right? I'm also Gen Z kid itself, right? 20, right? There are 26 alphabets. There are 26 alphabets. So just like how we have millions of words and just 26 alphabets, just like that, there are millions of proteins, but we just have 20 amino acids. We just have 20 amino acids to make up so many different types of proteins. Okay. So students, do you realize the power of amino acids? सिर्फ 20 amino acids हैं to make up so many different types of proteins. Just 20 amino acids. Okay, just 20 amino acids. Okay. Now students, now where do we get this amino acids from, students? All of you. Students, you should know I am Gen Z. I watch anime, I play games all the time, I do so many things, right? I play football, I play for Bangalore B Division team football also, right? Oh, you didn't get notification? Don't worry, class छोड़ के just 30 minutes हुआ है. Okay. Students, where do we get? From the protein from food. We get protein from food. Dal, chicken, fish, mutton, सबसे protein मिलता है, right? So we get protein from food, right? We get protein from food, we get protein, right? Now students, how many of you know there is something called gym bros? बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग हैं जो जिम जाते हैं, है ना, जिम जाते हैं. Have you noticed them? और बड़े बड़े जिम के डब्बे लेकर, स्टूडेंट्स, they take a lot of gym डब्बास. Have you noticed, students? Have you noticed them? Yes. Have you noticed? Like big जब big, मेरे घर में भी है स्टूडेंट, मेरे घर में भी है. Okay. Right. मेरे घर में भी है जिम डब्बा, इतना बड़ा सा डब्बा है. Okay. Now why do we take this protein powder? We take this protein powder because we need to complete the protein goals or we need amino acids. But students, यहां पर एक सबसे बड़ा स्कैम हो सकता है सबके साथ. क्या स्कैम है स्टूडेंट्स? There are two types of amino acids. Okay, there are two types of amino acids present there. One is called as non-essential, one is called as essential. इसका मतलब क्या है? Non-essential amino acids are the amino acids which are produced by our body. ये हमारा बॉडी बना रहा है, तो इसको हम कहते हैं non-essential, क्योंकि हमको ये बाहर से लेने की जरूरत नहीं है. इसको हमारी बॉडी बना रहा है, इसको, है ना, बॉडी बना रहा है, तो इसको बाहर से लेने की जरूरत नहीं है. Then students, then there is essential amino acids. Amino acids which our body does not produce. These amino acids हमारे बॉडी प्रोड्यूस नहीं कर सकती, so that is why we need to take it from the outside source. अभी सबसे बड़ा स्कैम क्या पता है स्टूडेंट्स? ये जो जिम वाले हैं ना डब्बे, प्लीज चेक ऑन द बैक साइड. They can scam you by giving you only and only high number of non-essential amino acids. प्रोटीन डब्बे के अंदर स्टूडेंट्स, प्रोटीन डब्बे के अंदर they can give you non-essential amino acids in the डब्बा. What is the use? What is the use, students? Because हमारी बॉडी बना रही है ऑलरेडी, अपने आप बना रही है इसको बॉडी, non-essential amino acids. So बाहर से लेने की जरूरत नहीं है इसको. We always need to take mostly the essential amino acids. So please be very careful when you're buying protein powder also. Look for the list of amino acids. उसके अंदर कौन से amino acids हैं, और in that list look for all the essential amino acids. Clear, students? Clear? Okay. Students, it's fine if you're vegetarian or non-vegetarian. I don't do discrimination. मैं discrimination नहीं करता, okay? Because in my house, my house is a vegetarian house only, right? So here we have essential amino acids. So these amino acids we need, we take it from diet. हम diet से लेते हैं इसको, है ना, हम diet से लेते हैं इसको. So this is what is important for our body. Any doubt here? Students, any doubt here? Boys, any doubt here? Any doubt? No. Very clear, very clear. Essential, non-essential. Now students, now. Here is a list of amino acids given to you. Essential, non-essential. Generally, they will not ask you this. ये examples नहीं पूछते क्योंकि बहुत रट्टा मारने का चीज है. Generally, they will never ask you this. Okay, essential, non-essential नहीं पूछेंगे. But if they ask also, there is a small trick for all of you. Private Tim Hall, it can give you all essential amino acids here, and one more trick for all the non-essential amino acids here. Okay, so एक बार देख लो इसको, पढ़ने से पहले एक बार. Very easy, not very, it's very difficult actually. Once upon a time I used to remember it, पर अभी मेरे को भी याद नहीं है. When I was in college, because in MSc they ask you all this, पूछते हैं MSc के अंदर. So I used to remember all this. There was a time, right, 4, 5, 6 years back, but now even I don't remember this. Okay, so yeah, students, there's a misconception with all of you. Everyone believes, is protein non-vegetarian? This protein powder is non-veg. Students, you have not missed much, don't worry. Okay, do you think protein powder is non-veg? Students, this is the misconception even in our house also we had. So इसलिए मेरे घर में भी पहले छोड़ते नहीं थे protein powder रहने के लिए. Like when I explained to them what is protein, कहाँ से आता है, then they understood. Students, do all of you are aware, right? This protein is actually coming from milk. दूध से आता है. Milk has something called as whey protein. Milk के अंदर होता है ये. Okay, whey protein and casein protein. Whey protein and casein protein. So हम क्या करते हैं, इस मिल्क को बॉईल करते हैं और मिल्क को थोड़ा मेक इट अंडरगो, थोड़ा विनेगर डाल के वी रिमूव आउट द वे फ्रॉम इट, और उस वे को बाहर निकाल के दैट वे इज गिवन टू इन अ पाउडर फॉर्मेट टू अस. सो वे प्रोटीन इज ऑब्टेन्ड फ्रॉम मिल्क. ओके, मिल्क. Okay, it is from milk. Don't be blind about it. But the problem with many companies is that they add a lot of preservatives to it, unnecessary flavor ke liye. Okay, please be very careful. Okay, now students, now let's start with amino acids. Students, let's start with amino acids. Can anyone give me the example of methane? What is the formula for methane? Students, what is the formula for methane? It's a very important chapter, students, very important chapter. This chapter will help you to understand genetics. Very simple as that. If you want to learn molecular basis, you need to know this chapter. CH4. Okay. Now, students, we'll play a small game right now. Ready? We'll play a small game right now. Okay. Now, let's write methane here. Now, the small game is very simple. Okay. I will give you this hydrogen. You will give me something in return. Okay. I will give you this hydrogen. You give me something in return. Okay. Now, the first thing which I ask you is what, students? The first thing I ask you is carboxylic acid. All of you, quickly, what is the formula for carboxylic acid? I will give you this hydrogen. उठा लो आप, आराम से उठा लो इसको, उठा लो. And you give me something called as carboxylic acid. That is C. We'll use different color for this. COOH. Done, students? Done? Okay. Now, I will give you this hydrogen. I'll give you this hydrogen. Students, what will you give me in return? You give me something called as amino group. What is amino group, students? Amino group is NH2. NH2. Done? Done. Now, I give you this hydrogen. I give you this hydrogen. You give me any type of functional group. Okay, you give me any type of functional group, and with that this functional group can be methyl, ethyl, it can be a hydrogen and anything, right? And with that, here we have a basic structure of a amino acid. Students, kitna simple hai? Students, kitna simple, students? Yes, very simple, right? So here we have a basic structure of a amino acid. base group of amino acid. Now students, what do we do right now is we will replace this R now. इस R को भी हम replace करेंगे with some functional groups. Ready all of you students? Ready? Okay. Students, see this. Ta-da. In your syllabus, generally they ask you this only. There is something called as gas. There is something called as gas here. That is, you can take something called, students, what is gas here? Right? 3 different amino acids we have here. If you add hydrogen, you get glycine. If you add, instead of this R, you add a methyl group, you get alanine. In this R place, if you add CH2H hydroxymethyl, you get serine. So by replacing the R group with hydrogen, methyl or hydroxymethyl, you get different types of amino acids. Different types of amino acids. So this structure आपको याद रखना पड़ेगा. Clear all of you? This structure you have to remember. This you have to remember. At any cost, this you have to remember. That is the CH2OH, CH3 and H. जब H add करते हैं तब हमारे पास glycine आएगा. जब when we add CH3 we get alanine. When we add CH2H we get serine. This much all of you will remember. I'll move out to the side. I will give you exactly 30 seconds to capture a mental image. Time starts now. 30 seconds to capture a mental image, students. Once you're done, you can tell him done sir in the chat. Students, please quickly smash the like button, all of you. Quickly smash that like button right now, because I am teaching you biomolecules in the easiest way possible. All of you quickly smash the like button. Divyanshu, let's check the Tattva questions today only. Let's check the Tattva questions today itself. We'll do once. Okay. I don't have the Tattva questions. What we'll do is we will bring Tattva questions. One special. We'll do one. Next is PYQ, right? Next we will do in the Monday or Tuesday. Tuesday we will do PYQ of biomolecules of your NACJS. PYQs of NACJS biomolecules I'll bring. Then we will see. Okay. Then we'll see. Okay. Then we'll see. Okay. We'll bring PYQs. I'll bring all the Tattva questions. Everything I'll bring. And let's solve it live. We'll solve in the class. Okay. Now students. Now there are different types of amino acids. इसका आपको structure याद नहीं रखना, इसका आपको नाम याद रखना है. There is something called as sulfur containing methionine and cysteine. Cysteine and methionine are sulfur containing amino acids. Okay, sulfur containing amino acids. Okay, YouTube पे students, YouTube पे I do only YouTube, students, you know that, right? Okay, no, I'll do only biomolecules first. We are doing unit wise, right? Unit wise we'll do. Students, today you want to do one shot. Today पूरा खत्म कर दे आज ही एक. I will take around 1 more hour लगेगा. We'll take 1.5 hour more. But if you want to do, I will do one shot today. If you don't want, we'll do part 2, part 3, part 4. But if you want one shot, we can do one shot today. पूरा chapter एक ही stretch में पूरा खत्म कर देंगे अभी आज. Okay. Now students, classification of amino acids based on aromatic rings, right? Based on aromatic rings, we have 3 ones. Okay. Then there is something called as phenylalanine, tryptophan, tyrosine. Again, structure जरूरत नहीं है. Mainly they will ask you the names. They'll ask you the names of the aromatic amino acids: phenylalanine, tryptophan and tyrosine. 3 different types of your amino acids. Now students, इसको थोड़ा भी याद रखने में difficulty होगा. So let's try connecting the chapters and learn little, all of you. Okay. Now do all of you remember genetics? There is a disease called as PKU disease. How many of you remember, students? Yes? Sir? How many of you remember there is a disease called as PKU disease? Phenylketonuria disease, PKU disease. How many of you remember? Do you remember PKU disease? Now, do you remember, students, in PKU disease, what happens? Phenylalanine gets converted to tyrosine. Do all of you remember? Yes or no? Phenylalanine gets converted to tyrosine. Yes. In that disease, what happens? There is an enzyme involved called as phenylalanine hydrolase enzyme. अगर वो enzyme नहीं है ना, this conversion will not happen. So you can remember that. You can connect and remember that way. Okay, you can remember PKU disease called as phenylketonuria disease. It's a disease. What happens? Phenylalanine gets converted to phenylpyruvic acid, and this acid gets accumulated in our body. Okay, it's there in genetics. Okay, students, it's there in genetics. Okay, now tryptophan kahan par students? Any chapter you know tryptophan from? Okay, don't worry. It's there in genetics. Watch me genetics, students. Students, I haven't taught you genetics. Okay, next week we'll do genetics. Students, next week we'll do genetics. All of you. Next week genetics. Next week genetics. One shot. Students, one shot genetics will do. One shot genetics. Like I will do this principles of inheritance. One shot I'll do. Okay, and then next I'll do molecular basis. One shot. One shot we'll finish both. Okay. Okay, students. Clear all of you? Okay. So here आपको याद रखना है क्या students? आपको यहाँ पर याद रखना है what is phenylalanine, tryptophan, tyrosine. All three are aromatic amino acids. What is the meaning of aromatic amino acids? The meaning of aromatic amino acid is these amino acids have a benzene ring. इनके पास benzene ring है. Okay, remember that much, students. Okay. Okay, they have benzene ring. Now, students, now we come to the main part here. Amino acids can also be classified into acidic amino acid, basic amino acid and neutral amino acid. अभी किसी को भी एग्जांपल का अगर आपको एग्जांपल याद है ना स्टूडेंट्स, व्हाट इज नॉट क्लियर टू टेल मी? व्हाट इज नॉट क्लियर टू टेल मी स्टूडेंट्स? नथिंग, वेरी सिंपल. यहां पर स्टूडेंट एक मिनट देखो, वी लर्नड दैट अमाइनो एसिड्स, basic structure of amino acid. When you change the R group, we get different types of amino acids we get. When you change the R group, we get different type of amino acids we get. There is something called as sulfur containing amino acids. इस amino acid के structure के अंदर sulfur होता है. Then there is aromatic amino acids. Aromatic amino acids के अंदर we have the benzene rings are present. Okay. Now students, now we come to the amino acids which are acidic, basic and neutral. Okay. Okay. Now how can they be basic acidic? Very simple. Now can anyone remind me, एक amino acid के अंदर, basic structure के अंदर, does it have a acid component? All of you. Yes, tell me students. Structure they will not ask you mainly. Okay. Aromatic, aliphatic is straight chains. Aliphatic is straight chains. Yes. Okay. इस हमारे इस अमाइनो एसिड के स्ट्रक्चर के अंदर does it have a basic component? Does it have a basic component? There is a amine group is present. So students, very simple now, right? Acidic amino acid के अंदर क्या होता है? Acidic amino acid के अंदर along with the basic structure, एक यहाँ पर COOH amine group. In acidic amino acid, they have a extra carboxylic acid group. That is why they are called as acidic amino acids. Very simple. They are called as acidic amino acids, aspartic acid and glutamic acid, because they have a extra what? COOH group. So students, by this logic, basic amino acids will have what? Think. Acidic amino acid के अंदर they have a acidic component. So basic amino acid के अंदर क्या होगा students? क्या होगा? All of you, quick. Acidic amino acid के अंदर it has a acidic component. Yes. Students, don't worry. We'll do very well. Can you see? Lysine, arginine, histidine. Lysine, arginine, histidine has the amine group present here. So basic amino acids will have the amine groups extra, and the acidic amino acid has acidic component extra. So that is the difference here. Now all of you need to remember, I'll give you exactly 20 seconds to take a mental image of examples of acidic and basic. Okay? Yes, students, yes. Yes, sir. They're called as acidic amino acids because they have carboxylic acid in it. Normally, ये है normal structure. In normal structure, they have carboxylic acid, but in acidic amino acids, they have extra carboxylic acid. Okay, done. This is also done. In basic amino acids, they have an extra amine group. Students, ये देखो. This is the normal structure of an amino acid. This is a normal structure. This is the normal structure. In general structure, carboxylic acid, NH2 group, R group. They're called as amino acids. Okay? Amino acids. In acidic, extra COH. In basic amino acids, extra NH2. Okay? Now, students, no. Now, in neutral, students, in neutral, you will not have anything extra. Anything extra is not there. They will have other carbon, they will have methyl, ethyl extra groups. Okay? So, students, in your entire 20 amino acids, out of this 20 amino acids, कितने acidic हुए students? कितने acidic हुए? Quick. Out of this 20 amino acids, कितने acidic हुए students? जल्दी बताओ. कितने हुए acidics? कितने हुए acidic? Acidic है 2. कितने basic हुए? Basic है 3. Lysine, arginine and histidine. Lysine, arginine, histidine. 3 हुए basic. तो अगर 2 acidic हैं, 3 basic है, so 5 वहीं पर हो गए. So remaining 15 are neutral amino acids. Okay? Yes? It's not teaching, it's thought. Tejas, yes, I've thought this before. This is a revision. This is the one-shot revision. Many students were not aware of biomolecules and they could not learn, so I'm doing one shot. I'll try to do one shots from today onward, students. पूरा one shot ही करते हैं आजकल. Like part 1, part 2 बहुत time लग जाता है ना. So what I'll try to do is I'll try to take more one shots. So एक ही class में हो जाएगा. It's fine if it takes more time, है ना? क्या जा रहा है? Now, students. Now, then there is something called as Zwitter ion. Now, I want all of you to pay attention very well because Zwitter ion is a very beautiful concept. Okay. Now, all of you tell me, students, I'll tell you, all of you tell me, how are you in the house when no one is in there? अगर घर के अंदर कोई नहीं है ना, आपके घर के अंदर कोई नहीं है, what do? आप मजे करोगे, टीवी खोलोगे, टीवी देखोगे, गेम्स खेलोगे, कुछ ना कुछ मस्ती करते रहोगे. Now suddenly what happens? पापा की गाड़ी आ गई बाहर. Dad is outside. What do? Students, what do? Suddenly सब कुछ close, एक टीका लगा के, book automatic, book नहीं है यहाँ पर, book open करके, you're like, पिताश्री, नमस्कार, मैं सुबह से पूरा पढ़ रहा हूं मैं, है ना, सुबह से पढ़ते जा रहा हूं, कुछ नहीं किया मैंने, सुबह से सिर्फ पढ़ाई की मैंने. So did you change yourself in the different surroundings? अगर घर के अंदर कोई नहीं है, you're like, whatever you're doing, you're like, कुछ नहीं, आराम मजे करोगे, पूरा मस्ती करोगे. But as soon as dad comes, you're like, book open, suddenly you start. So your behavior will change depending upon the situation you are in. अगर सोचो स्टूडेंट्स, आपके सडनली अगर फ्रेंड्स आ गए बाहर, अभी फ्रेंड्स आ गए और तो और भी मस्ती, पूरा मस्ती और भी. So depending upon the situations you are changing, you're changing, right? So if you're changing depending upon the situation, even amino acids are changing, students. Even amino acids also, you take amino acid, you keep it in a acidic medium. इसको हम क्या करेंगे अभी, acidic medium में डाल देंगे. So what will become? It will become basic. Friends, take a amino acid, keep it in acidic medium, it will take the H plus, it will become more basic. Same amino acid, you keep it in basic medium, it will become acidic in nature. So how you are changing yourself depending upon the medium, even amino acids are not different. They will also change, right? They will also change depending upon how situation is, right? So these acidic amino acids will take up the H plus, NH2 will take up the H plus, it will become NH3 plus, it becomes more basic in nature, right? And if you take basic amino acids, basic normal amino acids in basic medium, this H plus is lost to the medium, so it becomes CO minus. It becomes more acidic in nature, right? So, so amino acids can change now, but this is acidic medium and basic medium. But what if I tell you, students? What if I tell you there is a special medium? There is a special medium in the special pH. In this special pH, what happens? There is a something called as isoelectric pH. In isoelectric pH, what is happening? In isoelectric pH, this hydrogen is transferred to this amine group, and because of that, we get a special ion. The special ion is called as Zwitter ion. Zwitter ion is also called as amphoteric ion. Why? Because this special ion has a positive charge here and negative charge, both is present. And since both are present on this ion, the net charge here is 0. Dear students, this is the Zwitter ion right now. This is the Zwitter ion right now. It has a positive side and a negative side. Both are present, students. So a molecule with one functional group having positive charge and the other functional group having negative charge, and the net charge is 0, and all of this happens where? All of this happens at a isoelectric pH. That is called as a Zwitter ion. Students, any doubt here? Hmm. Hmm. Yes, amphoteric nature. Obviously, they have amphoteric nature. Yes, they have amphoteric nature. Hmm. This is how the amino acids are behaving, right? We end up getting Zwitter ion. Now, students, here is the question for all of you. Here is the question for all of you. Very basic question about basic amino acid. Bro, chill. Just ask question once. It's fine. I'll repeat. Don't ask questions so many times. What is the answer? Just tell once. It's fine. How can it be one? दिव्यांशु यहाँ पर बता रहे हैं बेसिक अमाइनो एसिड. It says acid here. Glutamic acid is acid. It can't be one. Hmm. Quick. Histidine, arginine, and histidine, arginine, and lysine. 3 different types of your basic amino acids. NEET 2024 question. Where do you get Zwitter ions? Fatty acids, monosaccharides, amino acids, nucleic acids. It is amino acids which undergo Zwitter ion formation. Now, students, how many of you observed this? How many of you observed this, students? Students, how will fatty acid have? We just now learned, right? Amino acids के अंदर बन रहे थे Zwitter ions. Amino acids के अंदर बन रहे थे Zwitter ions, है ना? Students, have you observed this? Many questions are tough. Many NSCGS questions are tough, but you get more time to solve them, right? But not all questions also. NEET ke there are multiple questions which are AR questions, which can be a little confusing for many students. Okay, now students, have you observed this? If you have observed, all of this is fat. Now what is, students, have you noticed this also? Have you noticed this? ऑयल पे फ्लोट करते हैं, कभी पानी के ऊपर ऑयल फ्लोट करते रहता है, कभी देखा है? Right? All these are called as lipids. These are called as lipids, students. Lipids weigh less than 800 daltons but still are present in the acidic insoluble pool. क्यों? क्योंकि they make the vesicles. They make up the vesicles, students, vesicles. Now lipids is less than 1000 daltons but they're present in retentate. Acid insoluble fraction, they're present on the top. They don't make polymers technically, they just join hands, right? Lipids can be of two types. They can be fatty acid or they can be glycerol. Two types of lipids are present. Okay, there are two types of, right? There are two different types of your lipids here, fatty acids and glycerol. Now students, let's talk about fatty acids first of all, students. Let's talk about fatty acids. Now what is structure of fatty acid? Right? If you look at the structure of fatty acid, right, it has a R group which can be any type of your carbon number. It can be methyl, ethyl, anything. Along with that, it also has something called as carboxylic acid. This right here is a fatty acid. This is a simple structure of a fatty acid. It has a functional group. Along with the functional group, इसके पास है एक carboxylic acid group. That is a fatty acid. Now this R can be methyl, ethyl, or 1 to 19 any carbon. 1 to 19 any carbon it can be. That is a fatty acid, students. Fatty acids. Now fatty acids can be of two types. There is something called as saturated and unsaturated. This is the PYQ, student. This is the NaCJ's PYQ also. This form missiles. Yes, they form missiles. This is the NaCJ's PYQ. So please remember, fatty acids, unsaturated are what? Unsaturated is what? They have double and triple bonds. So in their structure, they have double and triple bonds. For saturated, they have only single bond. They can have only single bond, students. Single bond in the case of saturated. Unsaturated is double and triple bond. Okay. Here melting point is very high. They're solid at room temperature. Butter और घी is an example. Students, कभी देखा है? Generally speaking, हमारे जो butter और घी है ना, घी और butter, it is generally solid, no? It is semi-solid or it is little solid in room temperature, है ना? और जब भी आप butter और घी को ना एक pan में डालते हो, थोड़ा वक्त लगता है उसको पिघलने में और हीट होने में भी, right? Melt होने में. But what about unsaturated one, students? Unsaturated is what? Unsaturated is their melting point is very low and their liquid at room temperature. Example is cooking oil. This sunflower oil, देखा ना, sunflower oil, students, groundnut oil, सरसों का तेल, all these oils are called as your unsaturated oils, right? That's why they are cooking oils. That's why we say ghee or butter is very good for our body. Ghee or butter is good because saturated. No, we can eat a little bit. We can eat nicely. Okay. Okay. Clear, students? Right. So here one more example is cooking oil. Here they have given other examples. Yes. Unsaturated, see. Boiling point or melting. No. Cooking unsaturated is very low. Unsaturated is low actually. Unsaturated is low, not high. Melting point is very low. Okay. Other example is palmitic acid, stearic acid, right? Arachidonic acids. All these are examples of saturated and unsaturated. Okay. Different examples. Here, this point is very important. Unsaturated मतलब क्या है? The meaning of unsaturated is very important. Okay. Now, students, here we have something called as MUFA and PUFA. Right. Here we have something called as MUFA and PUFA. Yes. Saturated is more stable, obviously, because melting point is very high, no? Right. MUFA and PUFA. What is MUFA and PUFA? Understand, students. When we talk about unsaturated, इसका मतलब क्या है? The meaning of unsaturated is इसके पास है double और triple bond. Let's say उसके पास सिर्फ एक ही double bond है. पूरे स्ट्रक्चर में सिर्फ एक ही एक डबल बॉन्ड है. 1 double bond, 2 double bonds, 3 double bonds, 4 double bonds. अगर उसके पास सिर्फ एक ही डबल बॉन्ड है ना, एक ही डबल बॉन्ड, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज मोफा. इसका मतलब क्या है? मोनो अनसैचुरेटेड फैटी एसिड्स. इसके पास सिर्फ एक एक ही एक डबल बॉन्ड है इसके पास. Okay, now what is PUFA? What is PUFA, students? PUFA is poly. Poly मतलब many. MUFA के पास, PUFA के पास, it has many double and triple bonds. Okay, so poly unsaturated fatty acids. इसके पास more than one double bonds होंगे. That's MUFA and PUFA. Okay, MUFA and PUFA, students. MUFA and PUFA. Okay, now this is your fatty acids. This is your fatty acids. Now let's talk about glycerol right now. What is the structure of glycerol? Glycerol and fatty acids both are lipids. Glycerol also is a lipid. Look at this structure, students. Look at this structure. More than one. Poly is more than one. Yes. Okay. So here, this is the structure of glycerol. You can notice it has 3 carbon, 1, 2, 3 carbon. It has 5 hydrogen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hydrogen, right? And 3 OH groups. This is the structure of a glycerol. And glycerol is also called as trihydroxyl propane. This is the another name for glycerol. This is a NEET P by Q. It is a P by Q in many exams also. What is the other name of glycerol? Okay, it is trihydroxyl propane. Okay, by looking at the structure generally, Anvi. Okay, look in the structures we can find. Right. So trihydroxyl propane. Here I give you examples. Right. I have given you a few examples here. See, this is the MUFA. This is PUFAs. All these are PUFAs. MUFA and PUFA. Few examples I've given you here. Okay. Now, this is glycerol. That is fatty acids. How do you think, students, they are connected to each other? All, yes. Students, how do you think they're connected to each other? MUFA and PUFA. No, sorry, glycerol and fatty acids. How are they connected to each other? Yes. How are they connected to students each other? By esterification reaction. With the help of esterification reaction, both can be connected to each other, students. Both can be connected to each other. Like if you take a glycerol and you take a fatty acid, you take a glycerol, you take a fatty acids. You take this entire carboxylic acid part and you attach it to one OH here. So what do we get? Glycerol plus fatty acid, we get glyceride. So glycerol plus fatty acid, we get glyceride. We get glyceride, we get glyceride. Now students, we are adding how many fatty acid here? All of you in this example, we are adding how many fatty acids? We are adding only one. We are adding only one, right? So we are taking one fatty acid and we are adding it here, right? So it is called as right? What do you call it? We call it as monoglyceride. If you add only one. Now let's say यहाँ पर एक add कर दिया मैंने. Now I take one more fatty acid and I add it here. Diglyceride. I take one more, I add it here. तीनों को fill कर दूंगा. Triglyceride. So monoglyceride, diglyceride and triglycerides. 3 different types of glycerides we can get. Mono, di and triglycerides we can get, students. Okay, 3 different types of glycerides we can get. Okay, now students, all of these are called as simple lipids. They are called as what? Simple lipids. Simple lipids we call them. Now apart from simple lipids, there is something called as complex lipids or compound lipids. Now what is the difference, students? In the case of compound lipids, right, along with, right, in compound lipids, they are esters of fatty acids and alcohol. We join both of them. We take fatty acid and we take alcohol. इन दोनों को हम join करेंगे अभी. Join करेंगे, ठीक है? When we join both of them, along with that, we also add a functional group along with it. We also add an additional group, We add additional group here. It could be an element, different element itself. Now, does anyone remember which is the main lipid in the cell membrane? This is the P by Q. Which is the main lipid in the cell membrane? Main lipid in the cell membrane, students. Main lipid in the cell membrane. Or what do you call cell membrane as? Do you remember it is called as phospholipid bilayer? How many of you remember, students? How many of you remember it is called as phospholipid also? Do you remember? It is a lipid, but it is phospholipid. Phospholipid is an example of a compound lipid, students. So students, please remember phospholipids. What is phospholipid? Phospholipid is nothing but fatty acid plus glycerol plus phosphate group plus phosphate group. So we also add a phosphate group here, students. And here they have one more example of students. Here we have example called lecithin. Not given, no? It is also called as lecithin. One second, students. I think I have an image. I'll show you the image of lecithin. Students, here phospholipid is also called as what? It is also called as lecithin. You can notice here. If you notice here, students, it basic structure is a glycerol. इस ग्लिसरॉल स्ट्रक्चर के ऊपर यहां पर हमने एक फैटी एसिड डाला है, सेकेंड फैटी एसिड, third fatty acid. Here we can see here we can notice a phosphate group around here, phosphate group. So phospholipid structure here. Yes, phospholipid structure here. Okay. So the meaning of phospholipid or lecithin, the other name of phospholipid, यहाँ it is called as a compound lipid. इसका मतलब क्या है? The meaning of compound lipid is that इसके अंदर एक fatty acid होगा, उसके साथ इसके अंदर एक ग्लिसरॉल होगा, ग्लिसरॉल प्लस फैटी एसिड प्लस वन मोर ग्रुप, फॉर एग्जांपल phosphate, phosphorus here. Once again. Phosphate. We can also see a phosphate group here. So when we have all three, it is called as phospholipid, which is a type of compound lipid. Which is a type of compound lipid. Yeah. Carbohydrates are usually protruding outside. Carbohydrates are generally protruding outside. बाहर निकलते रहते हैं. Okay. Students, we'll speed up. Students, we'll speed up. Speed up. Okay. Because that's why I'm trying not to take so many doubts also. अगर doubts इतने होंगे ना बहुत, you'll go very slow then. Okay. So what is phospholipid? Fatty acid plus glycerol plus phosphate is called as phospholipid. Phospholipid is a type of compound lipid, जिसके अंदर all fatty acid plus alcohol will give with additional group. Three things you have to remember. That is explained again, done. Okay. So we have other examples are given here for compound lipids. Phospholipid is a compound lipid, glycolipid is a compound lipid, sphingolipid is a compound lipid. Here are three different examples of compound lipids also. Okay, compound lipids. Out of the students, please remember, right? There is a glycolipid called as galactocerebroside. This glycolipid is present in our brain, white matter, right? It is present in the white matter of a brain. So हमारे brain के अंदर भी lipid है, friends. हमारे brain के अंदर भी lipid है, students. Okay, हमारे brain के अंदर भी lipids हैं, ठीक है? So the white matter of the brain is called as, because it's whitish fatty appearance due to myelin, and the main lipid found in myelin is called as glycolipid. Okay, so हमारे brain के अंदर we have lipids. Okay, no, it is not related to glycolysis, not at all. Okay. Now students, but okay, so we learned about simple lipids. Simple lipids में क्या था students? Simple lipids में थे हमारे fatty acids and glycerol यहाँ पर compound lipids के अंदर क्या थे? Fatty acids, glycerol plus other group थे. Now what is derived lipid, friends? Derived lipid is nothing but we take a lipid and we change the structure to obtain a new type of structure there. One of the few examples is your cholesterol. Cholesterol, students. Cholesterol is an example of derived lipid. It is a derived lipid, students. Okay. So with that, lipids is done, students. Here is the next question for all of you. Here is the next question for all of you, students. Next question on the board. All of you. Next question on the board. Genetic material, students. Genetic material. Yes or no? All of these will have genetic material, which is your DNA or RNA. Mostly DNA or RNA. For example, there is virus also, right? Virus also is there. So DNA or RNA, right? And DNA and RNA, this DNA and RNA is what? DNA and RNA is nothing but nucleic acid. It is a nucleic acid. DNA and RNA are nucleic acid. And students, if you want to know what is DNA, structure of DNA, and what is present inside a DNA, right? What is the chromatin? What is the chromosome? Please go to the channel and check, type in the channel called as DNA. Okay. So if you go to the channel, students, if you go to our channel right now, and if you on the search bar, if you press DNA, right? If you go to the channel and if you press DNA here, you will get this video here. I have made a dedicated video. I have made a separate video on DNA itself. So please check this video where I've shown with the help of animations. With the help of animations, I've told you exactly what exactly is DNA, what is present, what is the nucleotide here, what is the nucleoside here. Can you notice? I've gone in detail. What is pentose sugar? What is the nucleotide? I have written and taught you all this. So please check this video. Please this video. You will understand what is, see, you can, I've drawn the proper bonding here. What is phosphodiester bond? सब कुछ मैंने यहाँ पर पढ़ा है students एक बार. So please check this video. It's a very good video, right? It talks about one nucleotide, second nucleotide, how are they bonding, right? So please check this once, all of you. Please check this once, right? All the students. Double helix model. So I will not teach you more here right now because I will just tell you like basics of nucleic acids. But if you want detailed version of nucleic acids, please watch that video. वहां पर मैंने बहुत डिटेल में गया हूं मैं. I have gone, right? I have gone very detailed there on every single aspect of DNA. Okay. Now, students. Now, please remember, nucleic acid is a retentate acid insoluble fraction. More obviously size, right? It is a polymer. That is, many monomers are joined together. So, nucleic acid is a polymer. What is nucleic acid made up of? All of us know protein is made up of amino acids. Protein is made up of amino acids. Then what is nucleic acid made up of? Nucleic acid is made up of nucleotide. So we can say nucleotide, 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 nucleotide. When we take multiple nucleotides, we get nucleic acid. So if I ask you right now, what is DNA made up of? Students, what is DNA made up of? DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, is made up of what? Nucleotides. DNA is made up of nucleotide. DNA is made up of nucleotide. Okay. So DNA is made up of nucleotide. Please remember that. DNA is made of nucleotides. Now, students, what is a nucleotide? Nucleotide is basically a monomer. It is a monomer. It has a very basic structure of a nucleotide. यहाँ पर हमको मिलेगा तीन main things of your nucleotide. A nucleotide has a pentose sugar, बीच में एक pentose sugar होगा. It has a nitrogenous base, इस तरह से. It also has a phosphate group attached to it. So when all three things are present, together, it is called as a nucleotide. It is called as a nucleotide. So nucleotide has a pentose sugar, nitrogenous base, phosphate. Now, students, what is a nucleoside then? What is a nucleoside? In a nucleoside, you will never find phosphate. You will never find phosphate here, students. You will never find phosphate here. Okay. Now, students, now. Please understand what is the meaning of pentose sugar right now. What is the meaning of pentose sugar? Pent means 5. It's a 5 carbon sugar right now. यहाँ पर दो तरह के sugar मिलते हैं यहाँ पर. Okay. It's a 5 carbon monosaccharide sugar. Central molecule is of a nucleotide. यहाँ पर we have ribose sugar and deoxyribose sugar. इन दोनों के बीच में डिफरेंस क्या है स्टूडेंट्स? डिफरेंस क्या है यहां पर? इन दोनों के बीच में डिफरेंस है, इफ यू लुक एट द सेकंड कार्बन हियर, द सेकंड कार्बन स्टूडेंट्स, सेकंड कार्बन इन राइबोज शुगर वी हैव अ OH. इन deoxyribose sugar वी हैव हाइड्रोजन हियर. वन ऑक्सीजन इज मिसिंग यहां पर. देखो यहां पर D मतलब क्या है? D मतलब मिसिंग. ऑक्सी मतलब क्या है? ऑक्सीजन. सो इस डीऑक्सीराइबोस के अंदर एक ऑक्सीजन की कमी है यहां पर. ऑक्सीजन की कमी है यहां पर. So can anyone tell me, out of these two sugars, which is present in DNA? Students, which one is present in DNA? Students, DNA का फुल फॉर्म क्या है? स्टूडेंट्स, डीएनए का फुल फॉर्म क्या है? डीऑक्सी राइबो, है ना? डीऑक्सी राइबो न्यूक्लिक एसिड. सो डीऑक्सी शुगर होता है डीएनए के अंदर. ओके स्टूडेंट्स, दिस इज प्रेजेंट इन डीएनए. सो उसका मतलब ये है, द मीनिंग ऑफ डीऑक्सी राइबो न्यूक्लिक एसिड. सो DNA is the nucleic acid. What? DNA is a nucleic acid with pentose sugar. Which pentose sugar? This one. Students, समझ आ रहा है? Students, समझ आ रहा है ना? So this sugar is present in DNA. Okay. Now, students, now there are nitrogenous base also. There are 5 different nitrogenous bases: A, T, G, C, and uracil also. But this uracil is present where? This uracil is present in your RNA. ATGC. ATGC is present in your DNA. Nitrogenous bases. Okay, nitrogenous bases, students. Now, all of these nitrogenous bases, right, can be divided into 2 categories. One is called as purines. One is called as pyrimidines. Now, what is the difference here? The first difference is the structure. Now, look at the structure here. If you look at the structure of adenine and guanine, यहां पर the structure is double ring structure. देखो, एक रिंग यहां पर, दूसरा रिंग, एक रिंग यहां पर, दूसरा रिंग. So it is a double ring structures here. Double ring structures. And if you look at pyrimidines, they are single ring structure. Now यहां पर क्या होगा स्टूडेंट्स? यहां पर okay, right? So now you'll understand, students. Now you'll understand. These are present in your DNA also. Now, यहां पर क्या होगा पता है? What is important here right now is for you to understand the examples. याद कैसे रखना है इसका? Okay. Now here the simple trick. Pure as gold. Pure as gold. Pure मतलब क्या है? Purine. A मतलब adenine. G मतलब guanine. So pure as gold. Okay, pure as gold. So when you type pure as gold, purines, adenine and guanine. Done students. Pure as gold trick. Now what about pyrimidines? Very simple trick. Cut pyramid. Cut the pyramid. Now what is cut here? What is cut? C for cytosine, U for uracil, T for thymine. So cut the pyramid. Pyramid is pyrimidines. So pyrimidines as well as students purines. Please remember this. Students. Students, I will take all the doubts after the class. Once the class is over, because if I keep taking doubts one by one, this chapter will get over by 11 or 12 o'clock. Students, can you watch 11 and 12 o'clock? Can all of you watch till 11 and 12? As a teacher, if I keep taking doubt one by one all the doubts, the class will get over by 11 or 12. Yes? All of you? Yes? 11, 12. So I will take all the doubts later on. So our chapter बहुत बड़ा बन जाएगा. This is a very big chapter. Okay? So I'm trying to give you the revision format. So I will take all the doubts in the very end. So please understand, this is a very important chapter. Now if I keep interrupting in the middle, the flow will break and you will not understand also. Okay? Let's see the students. So, so here I can remember is pure as gold, purines, adenine, guanine, cut pyramid, cytosine, uracil, thymine, pyramid. Cut the pyramid. Okay? Now students, now let me just revise one more time for all of you students. Nitrogenous, purines, pyrimidines. These two are the purines, these three are pyrimidines here. Now what is the nucleoside, nucleotide? अगर what is the nucleotide? Nucleotide के अंदर तीनों होंगे. A nucleotide has something called as phosphate, pentose sugar and the nitrogenous base. तीनों होंगे एक nucleotide के पास. When you talk about nucleoside के पास phosphate नहीं होगा. That is the difference, students. Okay. That is the difference, student. That is the difference. Okay, that is the difference between nucleoside and nucleotide. Okay. Now, students, now which bond is present? The phosphodiester bond is present between two different types of your nucleotides here. So one nucleotide is here, second nucleotide here. Between the two nucleotides, we have phosphodiester bond. So this they will ask you an examination, student. This they will ask you an examination. Which bond is present between your two different nucleotides? Phosphodiester bond. Okay. Now, student, this I will not go in detail. What is DNA made up of? ATGC, that is your different types of bases here. This I have told in detail in the DNA video. So अगर आपको कुछ भी doubt है ना DNA video के, please watch that video once. That has all the information regarding the DNA there once. Okay, what is double helix structure? What is the meaning of right hand fashion? What is the pitch of DNA? Right? What is the pitch of DNA? What is the base pair? सब कुछ मैंने वहाँ पर पढ़ा है एक बार. Okay, please check that once. Okay, students. Now we come to something called as metabolites. Now, what are metabolites, students? Metabolites are nothing but these are the substances which are produced in our body, है ना? And some or our body or plants or different organisms. Now, there are something called as primary metabolites and secondary metabolites. हम secondary metabolites उतना produce नहीं करते. We only have the primary metabolites. For example, carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, nucleic acids. All of these are called as primary metabolites because they are involved directly in the growth. अगर grow करना है तो we need this. Now, what are secondary metabolites, students? Secondary metabolites are the metabolites produced by the plants generally. Now, why? They are produced for the defense mechanism. For defense mechanism. For example, pigments. Pigments is not defense generally, for obviously to attract pollinators. You know, alkaloids, rubber, antibodies from your bacteria, right? Then there is a gum, essential oils, scents, spices. So all of these are called as secondary metabolites. Secondary metabolites are not involved in the growth as such, but they have a secondary function. Okay, secondary function. So here's the list, students. Here's the list for all of you. List of all the primary and secondary metabolites, which you have to remember. Students, all of you know what is morphine, codeine. Codeine कहाँ पर है, students? Even spice, students, all of you know spices are produced by the plants for defense mechanism, right? All of you should be aware that spices are produced by the plants for defense mechanism. The reason chili is chili, normal, jo mirchi hai na, it is so spicy because it doesn't want to be eaten. But we are like, oh, we like spicy food, we eat chili also, right? So all of this, the bitter gourd is so bitter because for defense mechanism. Plants are basically modifying themselves to taste very bad sometimes for defense mechanisms, but we still eat. Okay, we still eat them. Okay, because it has nutrients. Because it has nutrients. Okay. Yes, carotenoids are found in your color giving structures. Keratin, everything. Now, terpenoids, essential oils. पता है students? The lemongrass oil, perfume, nice smell आता है इसका. Then there is toxins, arbutin, ricin. Ricin you might have heard, students. Ricin, if you have watched a show, don't watch it now. It's an adult show called as Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad is a show, right? In that show, the Walter White, right? He's a one of the protagonists slash antagonist. Okay, he makes a poison from the plants called as ricin poison. Okay, that show also they have showed. Okay. Then there is lectins also, concanavalin. It promotes cell division also. Drugs like vinblastine and curcumin. Vinblastine is what? Students, how many of you know there's a flower called as Vinca rosa? Kabhi dekha, students? Vinca rosa. Students, have you seen Vinca rosa? Vinca rosa. Students, have you seen this flower? Have you seen this flower? घर के पास कभी देखा है स्टूडेंट्स ये वाला? This flower is called as Vinca rosa flower. Okay, this flower has the vinblastine in it, and this vinblastine has cancer curing properties. It has cancer curing properties actually. Okay, vinblastine. Curcumin longa, students. What is curcumin longa? Turmeric. Curcumin longa, right? Curcumin. Rubber, gums, cellulose. All of these are called as your secondary metabolites. Okay, secondary metabolites here. Okay, now students, we are done with almost 70% of chapter is almost over. अभी क्या बचा है? We have carbohydrates. उसके बाद है हमारा, after carbohydrates we'll be going to the enzyme part, the protein structures, and after proteins, oh, students, we have around 60% chapter left. 60% chapter is left, students. 60% chapter is left. It's a very big chapter. Okay, it's a very big chapter, students. Okay, so what we'll do is, students, we'll take a 10 minutes, we'll take a 5 minutes break and we'll come back. I'll drink some water and come back. Okay, so we'll take a 5 minutes, students. I'll drink some water and I'll come back. I'll go drink water because my throat is becoming dry. I'm talking continuously from 1.5 hour, no, 1.5 hour continuously. So my throat is becoming dry. So I'll go drink some water and come. Okay, so it is not excretory students, because we process the gum. We don't eat directly. अगर आप gum directly खा लोगे ना, you will fall sick. You process it, right? So what is the time, students, right now? Time is 8:32. We will start at 8:40. We'll take 8 minutes break. Then we'll do 1 hour class. Okay. Okay. I'll be back, students. Let's start, shall we? The second half of this chapter. Yes. First half was a little easy itself. Second half, 30% is easy, 20% you need to think a little. Okay. Hmm. Students, next chapter, I am thinking we'll do molecular basis. Shall we? Okay. Next chapter, we'll do molecular basis. And after that, we'll do human physiology. Um, or do you want plant kingdom? Students, we have finished plant kingdom. Okay, let me students in the comment section which one do you want? Plant kingdom, anatomy. I can teach anatomy also because anatomy is very difficult for students. Anatomy is very difficult for students. So we can do anatomy, right? I will try to get one small session on hormones also, all the hormones. Okay. Now, students, now let's start with next topic called as your carbohydrates. Now, what are carbohydrates? They're basically hydrates of carbon. What are they? They are hydrates of carbon or chemical compounds with carbon, oxygen, hydrogen in them. Right? These are the different types of your carbohydrates here. They can have multiple OH groups here, multiple OH groups, and they can have a functional group such as your ketone or aldehyde. So here what they generally ask you, students, here what they generally ask you is they will only ask you about the examples here and the connection here. Now what do we mean by connection? I'll show you in the next 2 minutes. Okay, now students, see this. Now in carbohydrates we have monosaccharides, disaccharides, oligosaccharide and polysaccharide. So we have different types of carbohydrates. For example, what is a monosaccharide? Monosaccharide, mono means what, students? Mono means one. So they have a single sugar unit, only one sugar unit they have. Okay, it is the simplest carbohydrate. It cannot be hydrolyzed further. Simple carbohydrate, a single carbohydrate here. Okay, now students, now what about disaccharide? Di means what? Di means two. Di means two. Now here two simple monosaccharides are joined together to make a disaccharide, and the bond present between the two monosaccharide is called as, students, glycosidic bond. Anybody written? Huh? The two monosaccharides are unite together called as glycosidic bond. For example, you need to know what is sucrose made up of and what is lactose made up of. Sucrose is made up of glucose and fructose. Both are joined together by glycosidic bond here. And lactose is made up of glucose and galactose. Two different types of monosaccharides joining here. So when two monosaccharides join together, we get a disaccharide. Then what is oligosaccharide, students? What is oligosaccharide? Okay. Before we go to oligosaccharide, students, you need to understand the types of glycosidic linkage right now. To understand that, you need to know something called as the alpha D glucose and beta D glucose. Now, what is the difference between these two? By looking at this diagram, you can understand the difference here. In alpha D glucose, here in the first carbon, that is anomeric carbon, we have OH here, and in this, the OH is on the left side. So main difference is the structural difference between these two. Okay, though that is this is the alpha, this is beta D glucose. Two different types of glucose here. Okay, you can see here also the alpha and beta monosaccharides are two cyclic forms of monosaccharide which differ only in the configuration of hydroxyl groups. The only difference, students, the only difference between alpha glucose and beta glucose is that the difference in the arrangement of OH groups here. OH groups here. Okay, difference in the arrangement of OH group here. Now, if okay, difference in the arrangement of OH group. Okay. So alpha glucose and beta glucose, students. Can all of you see here? OH, HOH. So OH is down, H is up. OH is up, H is down. So two different types of glucose, alpha glucose, beta glucose. This you remember, students. Okay. These are forms of glucose, students. These are different forms of glucose. Okay. Different forms of glucose. Alpha glucose, beta glucose. The difference between alpha glucose and beta glucose is that, yes, the difference between alpha glucose and beta glucose is that the arrangement of OH group. Here it is down, it is up here. If you notice here also, in the if you look at this structure also, OH, OH, the difference in the configuration OH, that is the difference between alpha and beta glucose now. Now, why is this important? It is very important because the alpha bond and beta bond will depend on this. Listen to me, students, listen to me. Students, both, how do they look same, students? You can see here, carbon, carbon, OH is down, OH is up, है ना? Difference लग रहा है ना? Almost same, but there's a difference between these two. Okay. In beta, OH is up. In alpha, OH is down. Okay. Now, students, I'll tell you why it is important. It is very important because you will have something called as alpha glycosidic bond and beta glycosidic bond. Now, what is the meaning of that? Okay, this is the alpha carbon, 2 alpha carbons. Now, do all of you remember? OH is down, right? OH is down here. Yes or no? OH is down. If you go back here, OH is down in alpha. Now, let's take, I have 1 alpha carbon here, 1 more alpha carbon. So, OH can form a bond directly here. Okay. Now, see here. So, in alpha glycosidic bond, 2 alpha carbons are here. 2 alpha carbon, 2 alpha D-glucose. So, bond is produced from the downside. This is called as alpha glycosidic bond because OH is here, OH is here. Okay. Now, students, OH is here. Now, what is beta glycosidic, students? What is beta glycosidic, students? Please understand, please, very easy understand. Very interesting. See this. In beta, where was OH? Tell me, students. In beta, OH was on top or down? All of you. Quickly, students, quickly. Yes? Tell me, students, in the case of beta, right? In the case of beta glycosidic bond, where is OH? Top or bottom? Quick, quick, quick. Where is OH? All of you. Okay, I'll show you one more time. In alpha glucose, OH is down. Beta glucose, OH is up. Please remember this first. All of you, आराम से जिसको time लेते हैं, doesn't matter. Okay. We have something called as, let's go back. We have something called as carbohydrates. Carbohydrates done. Clear as this. We know something called as carbohydrates. We have monosaccharides, disaccharides, oligosaccharides, polysaccharides. Clear? We have different types of this much you all of you know. There are different types of carbohydrates. Okay, done. Now all of you know what is monosaccharide. सबको पता है ना students? Monosaccharide के अंदर सिर्फ एक ही होता है. Simple, only one sugar unit. In disaccharide, students, how many are there in disaccharide? एक disaccharide के अंदर दो monosaccharides होते हैं. When you take one monosaccharide, second monosaccharide, we join them. Is that clear to all of you? In disaccharides, we take two different monosaccharides and we join them. How can we join, students? What is the bond called as here? दो बीच में क्या है, students? All of you, quickly, students. Which bond is present? All of you. Quick, students. Tell me, which bond is present? Glycosidic bond is present. This is one monosaccharide, second monosaccharide. दो monosaccharide के बीच में कौन सा bond है? Glycosidic bond है. Okay? Is this clear right now? Okay. Now, students, remember what is present in sucrose. सुक्रोज के अंदर एक ग्लूकोज और एक फ्रक्टोज जुड़ जाते हैं. इन लैक्टोज एक ग्लूकोज एक गैलेक्टोज जुड़ जाते हैं. दैट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ सुक्रोज एंड लैक्टोज मेड अप ऑफ. नाउ स्टूडेंट्स, हियर नाउ आई एम टीचिंग यू राइट नाउ देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड एज अल्फा ग्लाइकोसिडिक बॉन्ड एंड बीटा ग्लाइकोसिडिक बॉन्ड. इसमें डिफरेंस यही है कि अल्फा ग्लाइकोसिडिक बॉन्ड के अंदर we have alpha glucose. In beta glycosidic bond, we have beta glucose. But what is alpha glucose? What is beta glucose? Understand. The difference between alpha glucose and beta glucose इन दोनों के बीच में डिफरेंस इज वेरी सिंपल. The difference between alpha glucose and beta glucose is that in alpha glucose we can see OH at the bottom here, and in the beta glucose we can see on the top. Is this clear to all of you? First of all, इतना clear है सबको? इतना clear है स्टूडेंट्स? इतना clear है सबको स्टूडेंट्स? बताओ जल्दी से. इतना clear है? इतना clear है सबको ना? जल्दी से बताओ स्टूडेंट. At least clear, this much is clear. This much is clear to all of you. Alpha glucose, beta glucose. This is alpha glucose. This is your alpha glucose, beta glucose. Difference structure के अंदर difference है यहाँ पर. Structure है? Okay. Now students, you need to understand what is alpha glycosidic bond or alpha bond and what is beta bond. Understand. In alpha bond we have alpha glucoses joining together. क्योंकि आपको याद है ना, नीचे था ना, यहाँ पर आपको याद है, यहीं पर नीचे था, नीचे है ना OH, नीचे OH. ओके, सो यहाँ पर फर्स्ट कार्बन पे नीचे OH है, यहाँ पर फोर्थ कार्बन तो नीचे वैसे भी OH ही है यहाँ पर. सो OH OH जैसे बॉन्ड बना रहे हैं नीचे से आराम से. नाउ इन बीटा स्टूडेंट्स याद है, बीटा में क्या था? बीटा के अंदर OH ऊपर की तरफ था, है ना. सो OH यहां पर है और ये फोर्थ कार्बन नीचे, OH यहां पर है नीचे की तरफ. ठीक है. नाउ स्टूडेंट्स, नाउ ओके, सो दैट इज हाउ इट इज मेकिंग. ओके, so it is forming a bond like this. So students, don't get confused so much. Just remember that, okay, there is something called as alpha linkage and beta linkage. Now this alpha linkage, students, can all of you notice here, this alpha linkage is 1 carbon and 4 carbon. It's called as alpha 1,4 linkage. इतना याद रखो, काफी, इतना याद रखो, काफी है. अल्फा 1,4 लिंकेज कहते हैं इसको. नाउ व्हाट इज दिस? दिस इज कॉल्ड एज बीटा. फ्रेंड्स, व्हाट डू यू कॉल दिस? बीटा 1,4 लिंकेज. इतना याद रखो, काफी, इतना याद रखो, काफी है. अल्फा 1,4 लिंकेज, बीटा 1,4 लिंकेज, इतना याद रखो, काफी है, काफी है इतना. ओके, ऑल ऑफ यू, अल्फा 1,4 एंड बीटा 1,4 लिंकेज. ओके, so beta 1,4 linkage here. Beta 1,4 linkage कहां पर होता है? In beta galactose, in beta, basically beta molecules. In the beta molecules we have beta this thing. Okay, and what is beta glucose? This is beta glucose here. This is alpha glucose here. So alpha glucose will have alpha linkage, beta glucose will have beta linkage. Now students, now what is oligosaccharide, students? Oligosaccharide is very simple, students. Okay. Now what is your oligosaccharide? Oligosaccharide will have 3 or more number of monosaccharides in it. Okay, they will have 3 to 9 monosaccharides here. 3 to 9 monosaccharides होंगे oligosaccharides के अंदर, 3 to 9. Okay, now students, now what is polysaccharide? Poly के अंदर क्या होगा students? Poly के अंदर we have 10 or more. We have 10 or more monosaccharides here. Okay, 10 or more monosaccharides here. Okay, now students, can you find the difference here? What is the difference, students, here? You can notice here, यहां पर हर एक टाइल एक ही कलर का है स्टूडेंट्स, एक ही कलर का है ना. Now imagine this is a monomer, this is a sugar. When they're all the sugars are same, it is called as what? It is called as homopolysaccharide. Now what is this? यहां पर क्या है? यहां पर सब कुछ different है ना, different है. Then what do you call this? This is called as heteropolysaccharides. यहां पर सब कुछ different है ना. So we have homopolysaccharide and heteropolysaccharide. Now students, अंडर होमोपॉलीसैकेराइड में क्या है? होमो मतलब सारे मोनोसैकेराइड्स यहां पर एक ही है, सिर्फ ग्लूकोज या फ्रक्टोज, एक ही तरह का मोनोसैकेराइड यहां पर. द टू एग्जांपल्स हियर इज, फॉर स्ट्रक्चर देयर इज सेलुलोज एंड काइटिन. टू एग्जांपल्स बन गए यहां पर. For storage, there is starch, inulin, and glycogen. All of these are examples of homopolysaccharide. यहाँ पर starch is made up of long chain of glucose. Inulin is made up of long chain of fructose. Glycogen is made up of long chain of glucose. That is what to remember. Okay, so that is storage. So starch, we have glucose made up of inulin, not insulin. Inulin is made up of fructose. Glycogen is made up of glucose. So homopolysaccharide, they are made up of only one type of monomer, either glucose or fructose. दोनों में एक होगा. Okay. Now what is heteropolysaccharide? In heteropolysaccharide, all of you can notice here, it is made up of two different types of monosaccharides actually. Different types of monosaccharides. NAG and NAM, or even agar agar. Agar agar is made up of different types of monosaccharides. Okay. So these are the examples of heteropolysaccharides. Examples of heteropolysaccharides. Students, I feel, right, NAG and NAM, NAG, N-acetyl, N-muric acid, N-acetyl galactosamine. Students, where is it? N-acetyl glucosamine and N-acetyl muric acid, NAG and NAM molecules. NAG and NAM. Okay. So that is the heteropolysaccharide. Okay, so students, I think we will stop here today. I feel I need fresh minds for this, because I am very sure if your mind is not fresh, right, you will not understand. Trust me, you will not understand this. You will not understand activation energy. You will not understand this. You will not understand what is this entire concept, right? So what we'll do is we'll stop here. I will take on Monday. Okay, I'll take on Monday. From Monday, I will start again from here. Okay, one hour I'll take. Okay, I'll just take from here. I'll start from carbohydrates only. We'll do 1.5 hour class on Monday. Okay. Okay, students. So I feel yes, you have noted. See, again, students, if you are not understanding this right, if you're not understanding all this, this becomes difficult to understand again. Look at this. I have to teach you all this also today. What is amylo structure? Yeah, alpha 1,4 linkage, alpha 1,4, alpha 1,6 linkage, right? Glycogen is alpha 1,4 with more alpha 1,6 linkage. This also you have to understand. Then you have to understand the structure of chitin also, right? Chitin, right? And then you have to understand this. So it'll break your head. What we'll do is we'll take on Monday. So why not tomorrow, students? Tomorrow I have to attend a wedding and have to spend some time with my family also, right? So my mother and sister and everyone, right? So what we'll do is we'll stop here, students. Monday we'll come back, and but before we start on Monday, please promise me you will revise whatever you have learned till now. All of you, promise me, students. Students, we can't see, students, revision नहीं हो सकता है सब कुछ. This is biomolecules is a chapter where you have to revise also. You need to learn a lot. Revision fast नहीं हो सकता ये chapter, right? So it's fine, students. You are learning something new. You will learn. It's fine. It's always good to learn, right? Again, right? I can't skip all this. I will feel bad if I do it very fast. I will feel bad. See, when some of you didn't understand, I am feeling bad already, right? Right? I am feeling bad. You're not able to understand. So I don't want to feel that bad, because I always want everyone to like understand. That is what I know. I as a teacher I want that. Okay. So students, don't worry. November month, I have already planned. I am going to spend around 20 plus hours on this channel. See, what I do is I always make sure. So I teach for NEET. I teach for second PUC. I teach for 10th. Students, I teach for 10th also. I teach for 10th. In 10th, I teach English. I teach social. Students, I teach social also, right? Then I teach in paid batches. Then I teach our Olympiad also. So I have decided I will dedicate 20 hours on this channel in the coming month, because exam is very close, right? So 20 hours on this channel I'll be dedicating. So all of you will be seeing me more in the coming month. You'll see me a lot more. Okay, so don't worry on that. Okay, so that is why I don't spend I have to divide my every month time to everywhere, right? So Yeah. So I take a lot of classes, students. It's not, don't be like I only take this class. That's why I'm not part of paid batch also, right? So students, yes, love you 3000, all of you, Iron Man, all of you, right? So today you chill a little, play some games, watch some anime, right? New One Punch Man series come out, very bad animations. So watch One Punch Man new season, okay, and chill for some time today, at least a little bit, half 1 hour you chill, okay. So right, so don't worry, right. Next class I'll teach you, okay. It's a very good chapter, it's a very high weighted chapter, because if you want to understand genetics, molecular basis, found this is foundation for all that, okay. So today you can revise this entire thing and chill for 1 or 2 hours, थोड़ा relax कर लो, then सोने से पहले ना, आज सोने से पहले at least revise this and sleep, because memory will be stronger, okay. Okay students, so promise me, before you come to my next class, revise everything and come, okay. So bye bye all of you students, take care, have a great day ahead. I'm so sorry I'm not able to finish this today, because I am feeling also a little stressed out, because this is my fourth class today. This is my fourth class from today, right? So bye bye students, take care, I'll see you in the next class. I'll start from carbohydrates fresh, okay. Bye bye students. Oh, metallurgy, nice.